I want to get back to the Milwaukee Bucks Rockets game last night. It was the first time we got to see James Harden and Russell Westbrook playing together in Houston, and that's been a big topic of conversation between the three of us. We want to bring it to TV now. Russ's first bucket as a Rocket was banked in three-pointer, which was kind of poetic, right? We also saw a heated exchange between Russ and James on the sidelines later in the first quarter. Now, afterward, both guys said, "We already warned you this is going to happen on the court. It doesn't mean there's a division between us. This is how we talk about basketball. We've been friends since we were kids." Do you think it's a big deal?
I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, you're looking at two alpha players, two guys who are used to taking the final shots and taking the majority of the shots. And there's going to be times out there, especially now that they're not familiar with playing with each other, that they're going to have some confrontations. And again, you're going to see this a lot throughout the season. We saw it with Harden and Chris Paul in the past. And, you know, James Harden is trying to make his statement that, hey, this is my team and I'm going to do it this way. But then Westbrook has to figure out, how do I fit in? This is a part of basketball, and it's part of winning and losing. It's the competitive fire. It's when you're tired and the adrenaline is running and you haul off and you say something to your teammates that you really don't mean in the way that it came out, but it's just a part of getting better.
Do you think this can work, their thing? The two of them can? I mean, when I say work, the only thing the Rockets are playing for now is a championship. They've done everything else. Can this work to the championship level?
I think it can work. I think they will continue to figure out how Russ can fit in. Harden don't have a problem fitting in. It's about Russ. It's about how do we get this thrust out of Russ and make it productive for us night in and night out. James Harden is going to be our half-court guy. He's going to help us to execute, and he's going to be our go-to guy. But that's not fitting for a guy like Russell Westbrook when James Harden has the ball, because he's not a spot-up shooter. And we've seen last year how he almost went into the tank trying to shoot the three ball. I dealt with that situation going to Houston the year that I went there. They wanted me to be a three-point shooter and watch Hakeem and Charles post up. And I was never familiar with or comfortable playing that role of being a spot-up three-point shooter. And that was part of one of my reasons why I didn't fit in with the Houston Rockets. But Russ has an opportunity to do something differently. And if he can keep the thrust going, that's something that he's giving them an advantage.
Yeah, and such an interesting thing that you isolate that, because that is exactly what Mike D'Antoni has been talking about in the last 24 hours. One thing he talked about was Russ's speed. He's like, 6 seconds or less, baby. We're going to use him to push up the pace. And there's a time in the life of this contract that Houston has with Russell Westbrook. His athleticism will not be what it is now or what it has been. That is just the nature of this deal and how long it ranges. So use it now.
I mean, knee surgeries he's had already.
Now, but he's still got it now.
He does, but when you have that many knee surgeries, I mean, you know that it takes a toll on you. Age, wear, tear, as we get to the point with even the greatest players. And Russell Westbrook will go down already, if he doesn't play another moment, as one of the great players in NBA history. But, man, I mean, when your legs have that kind of wear and tear, can you do that? It's not whether you can do it in November. Can you do it in May and June when you have to play that way against a younger team, a team with defense like the Los Angeles Clippers? Can you do it then?
Everybody is going to be measured against that defense. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.